The following section will be focusing on the guiding principles for inclusion. Our first guiding principle for inclusion is equity, which is, as mentioned before, the process of being fair to women and men. Our gender equity approach aims to reduce unjust and avoidable inequality by addressing systemic barriers that restrict young women's access to resources, opportunities, and networks. These barriers create significant disparities in digital and economic inclusion, as well as a persistent gender-digital divide, which we will explore further through the Going Beyond Gender analysis. This approach also elevates the representation and leadership of young people, especially young women, persons with disabilities, and forcibly displaced young people in spaces they have traditionally been excluded from, like community leadership and digitally enabled work and entrepreneurship. Through this approach, young women and other marginalized young people will become youth leaders and agents of positive change, using their resilience, agency, and voice to lift their communities with them.
Second principle is intersectionality. Young people, and young women in particular, are not a homogeneous group. They face different and overlapping vulnerabilities depending on a variety of factors, which create unique barriers and opportunities. By exploring the intersections of young people's identities, we can better understand how these identities shape the barriers they face and the opportunities that can support them to reach their goals. In doing so, we can all better understand and empathize with each other and strive towards a more just and equitable world for all. It is also important to recognize that young people balance multiple responsibilities and expectations. Our approach takes into account these multiple responsibilities to understand young people holistically as full people with complex lives and intersecting identities that are shifting and evolving. You can also watch this video to see an overview of intersectionality.
We come now to safeguarding, which is the heart of inclusion. For young people to feel meaningfully included in Going Beyond programs, we must ensure their safety, provide knowledge around their rights, and build solidarity among youth to support them to navigate the broader context both in person and in digital spaces, where GBV continues to be a barrier. To cultivate a sustainable culture of safeguarding, DOT will work with our YSO/YLO partners to understand their goals and strengthen their organizational capacity to manage safeguarding risks and strengthen safeguarding infrastructure in their organizations. That's why safety is a critical foundation that enables youth participants to be able to meaningfully benefit from Going Beyond. Finally, gender transformative principle. A gender-equal future requires collective action and systems-level change, focusing on fixing the system, not the women. DOT believes that affirming young women's rights is the most powerful force to end poverty for all youth. Transforming unequal gender relations and power dynamics and the structural systems that underpin them is crucial to tackling poverty and supporting young people to access dignified and fulfilling work and to become leaders in their communities. Transformative change means strengthening and scaling localized women's rights movements and youth-led initiatives that work to address gender inequality. It also means creating spaces for young women and other marginalized youth, including youth with disabilities and forcibly displaced young people, to exercise their leadership. Because gender equality is everyone's responsibility, DOT explicitly engages young men in our efforts to work towards gender equality and emphasizes their important role as an ally to champion the capacity and leadership of women. Through Going Beyond, DOT and our YSO/YLO partners will continue to build solidarity and peer support systems, among young people that can build momentum for transformative change.